Show. Have you ever Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Welcome to the Horse Talk Show presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Wow.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our TV broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
You might be wondering why there's flowers here. I was wondering that as well.
Well, I decided I see how busy Louisa is and nobody really appreciates Louisa, so I wanted to say here's the appreciation for you with some flowers to brighten your day. Oh, I get it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank
yes, ma'am.
you. What a blessing it is.
I'm Dancin Pete.
Yeah, he
Complementary
is.
Horsemanship.
He's Dancing Pete, Complementary Horsemanship.
I'm the co-host of the Horse Talk Show, and this is our host, Louisa Barton.
And I'm very blessed by my flowers. Thank you. That was
You're
very sweet of you. It's been an exciting week in the horse capital. I don't think there are any weeks that aren't really exciting.
I was going to say, I'm waiting for the week that Louisa has nothing to do.
I know. So am I, actually. Now you come to mention it. It's definitely been a busy one. I kind of don't really know where to begin. I might let Isaac make that decision. OBS sale is going on, though, by the way, just so you know. Breed show was last week, and the OBS show is going on. We've got a great lineup for you. We have actually some really, really good friends of mine going to be here in the studio of ours. And we're very excited to have Tamie Leedy with us, and some of the Florida Mounted team are going to talk a little bit about the upcoming extravaganza that we have been sharing with you on social media. We are very excited. This is going to be an amazing event at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion in July 22nd, and there's going to be a lot of really exciting wonderful demos and lots of breeds. When we've had expos in the past, we've only been able to have about 15 or 20 horses because we're downtown, and so this is fantastic because they're going to be at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, so you're going to see unlimited breeds for the extravaganza, and we've been sharing that poster with you as one of their sponsors, and we're going to be sharing every week with you lots of exciting upcoming news about that event. And it's
put it in your calendar.
Yes, put it in your calendar. Pete and I will be there. Gigi's going to be there, and we're going to be recording and interviewing and capturing a lot of special moments for this inaugural event for really, really good cause for OHAR, and we're going to explain more about that later. But first of all, get excited about the Derby because we're almost in Kentucky Derby week. And we've got special coverage coming separate from the Horse Talk Show. And that's an additional show that airs every single day on Equus TV and every single day on Facebook during the week before the Derby, telling you about all the Ocala, Marion County connections to the Run for the Roses. And there are many, even when there aren't horses that are necessarily bred in Florida, there are always connections. So we're very thankful to our sponsors.
And this is behind the scenes, and she doesn't like me to say this, but it'd be like at the Super Bowl being in the locker room for each halftime. I mean,
I won't be in the locker room, but
you
yes.
won't be in the locker room, but she'll be behind the scenes talking to the people that you normally don't get to hear from.
That's right. They're the important people. You know, last night at the FTBOA Gala, they shared that, how important it is, all the parts of the team.
You know, my best player of my team for my complementary horsemanship is Sue Holstrom, my working student.
Yes.
She is beyond belief.
She's amazing. And by the way, we were at the FTBOA Gala last night, but before we were there, and we're going to share that, I think, towards the end of the show with you, because there was some great things that happened at the gala. But we had a really nice visit We actually had 6 members of Congress and their deputy chiefs of staff here this week, and it was amazing. I shout out to Rudy Helmuth and his team at Big Horse Ranch, who are amazing. And these photographs are courtesy of Megan Mullen, who, by the way, is an amazing photographer if you ever need her for any events. But we did get permission to share these with you. An amazing tour. This picture is actually from Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses, and just
Magic.
an amazing opportunity. They got to meet Magic, who is a famous Hall of Fame miniature horse. That is Time Magazine's most heroic and only living animal in the history of the world. She's done some great things, and she was just really enjoying hanging out with some big friends, and really just an amazing experience for them to learn about the equine industry and to learn about the finest equestrian center in the world. And it's me showing off a bit. They were getting a tour of the barn. And
You know, they say WEC is like Disney World for horses, and now we have a Disney princess at WEC. Louisa Barton.
Rudy Helmuth is when all the members of Congress got onto the hitch. I said, so this guy's been driving for at least a week. And they all went, ugh. And I said, actually, he drove for Budweiser for 10 years. So you are actually in good hands. That's where Kat Kamak, our congresswoman, wanted to take a selfie. So I said, okay, I'm in. So Rudy turned around. Please look while you're driving, Rudy. No, just kidding. It was an amazing experience. They were our Congress members for ag. For everything agricultural, so they had a really, really amazing day.
That is gorgeous with that hitch.
I know.
I know. WEC should be doing that.
That's incredible.
Could you imagine touring WEC with somebody that knows the whole thing and having somebody drive you with the horses?
I know. Honestly, I think if there weren't so many other sports going on with horses that might not be used to being around.
I used to drive the drafts on campus, and they get over it.
They get over it. They do indeed. But really an amazing, amazing tour. And Rodney gave us a really fantastic rundown on every part of WEC, and even took us by the chapel, which is so iconic.
That's awesome.
And Rudy said, we're stopping at the chapel. We've got to get some really, really good photos at the chapel. So it was just an amazing experience. And Congresswoman Kamak there, just loving on the horses, just having an amazing experience. And it was really
WEC's princess. Go back to that picture for us, Isaac. Yeah. We're gonna set it up so you can get your doll of Louisa Barton.
Stop it.
The WEC Disney princess.
Stop. Anyway, I want to thank.
What's your magic?
Stop it. That little miniature horse is the only magic I need.
Her magic is getting children of all ages to get into the horse spirit.
That's right.
There you go.
That's my role. So that was really special, and I actually promised World Equestrian Center, because their staff finishes up earlier. You know, we aren't horses riding around at that time of the evening, which is why it was safe to do it. But their staff was already gone home as far as the cleanup stuff, which makes sense. So I said I will shovel anything. Of course, Gentle Carousel never leave any gifts, but as we arrived back at the hotel, those wonderful Clydesdales who'd probably been holding it for the whole 40 minutes. So I did a little shoveling in my long gown that I was ready to go to the FTBOA gala in.
Your magic wand was a shovel?
It was, yes, it was. But that was absolutely amazing.
Do you have a song you sing?
You don't want me to sing.
Okay, we'll have to come up with a song for Louisa and horses.
And someone else can sing it, because I don't think that I should sing or everybody will leave. So, but that was wonderful. Thank you to World Equestrian Center, Big Horse Ranch. They actually had horses at this sale this past weekend. And honestly, you can't find finer horses. Yep. You really can't. They work on so much time and effort they put into training those horses, and when a horse of theirs goes to the sale, you'll see a little 3-year-old leading it around, because their horses are really, really amazing, and driving and riding. So just an amazing team. Check out Big Horse Ranch. Megan Mullen, Well done. Your photos are off the charts. Some of the finest I've ever seen. Debbie Garcia and George from Gentle Carousel, the 501c3. Thank you. Your photos were amazing, and Magic was, as always, the star of the show. So lots of fun. Coming back with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith. Dentistry. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference. Horseman, are you tired of technology that doesn't fit your way of life? Lip Chip, built by horsemen for horsemen, is ready to revolutionize your world. The answer is in the HoofLink system. Simply implant, scan, and unlock your horse's health information. From driving to Grand Prix jumping, all horses, all breeds, and all disciplines. The future is in the integrity and transparency of all horse sports, and in the safety of our horses. The future is here, and the future is Lip Chip. Experience the bluegrass. Step into the Elwood Hotel and Suites, situated in the heart of Lexington. Elwood is a unique yet familiar place, your home base, to explore. Minutes from the University of Kentucky and the best distilleries on the Bourbon Trail. Only a short drive from horse country and from the iconic Keeneland racetrack. Full of warm, natural light, Elwood rooms are inviting, a space to retreat, rewind, and relax. From spacious rooms to extended stay suites. Each room is unique, just like you. Don't miss a beat in your fitness routine either, and your furry friend is welcome too. Elwood has cozy beds, yummy treats, and snuggles too. Elwood is more than a landing place. It's a tribute to a contemporary southern lifestyle, a delicious place to refuel and to launch your Lexington adventure. Book your stay at theelwoodhotel.com and like them on Facebook now. Settle in at Elwood and begin generating memories in the heart of the bluegrass. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show here at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care with Dr. Adam Cayot, and we're going to talk about dentals. Horses have teeth they need taken care of. We still haven't come up with the plan for the false teeth, have we?
No plan for the false teeth. So horses have what we call hypsodontic teeth, and that means they continually erupt throughout their life. Certainly foals have deciduous teeth that they'll lose, starting at 2 up through about 6. They'll lose their baby teeth, and then their adult teeth will come in. And as those teeth as the horse ages, those teeth continue to erupt. And as they're erupting, they wear on each other. The lower jaw of the horse is more narrow than the upper jaw, so you get some uneven wear as they're chewing. And thus they develop the most common thing that we address when a horse's teeth are floated are enamel points. So typically they will wear enamel points on the outer edge of the upper molars and then on the inner edge of the lower molars. And certainly, depending on the rate of wear and that sort of thing, that can affect the horse's ability to chew and effectively grind their feed stuff. Can cause differing wear patterns on the teeth. That floating will help kind of even out that wear pattern and thus have a longer tooth life. The other thing that you're concerned about when floating a horse's teeth is in a performance horse or a horse that's showing, they have to have a certain headset and they have to be able to move their jaw. Their jaw has to be able to move properly and depending on the headset to make it most comfortable for them. So certainly floating their teeth can help that and to make sure that's able to happen. Most horses, a general rule of thumb that I say is horses need to start having their teeth floated about the time they're getting a bit put in their mouth, unless there's some issue beforehand. And then after that, it's basically once a year is a good rule of thumb on how often horses need to have their teeth floated. Some horses need it every 6 months, but the greater majority only need it about once a year. As they get older, their tooth eruption becomes less, or it becomes slower, so you have less change. So even, horses get into their late teens, into their 20s, you might be able to get away with every couple of years, every 2 to 3 years even. And certainly draft horses tend to have a slower eruption time, so they can go sometimes longer between floats. So when you're going in, you're looking for all kinds of abnormalities that would prevent this horse from having normal wear or an even wear on their teeth. The enamel points, sometimes you have one tooth that's wearing faster than the other, so you address the opposing tooth to so that the tooth that's being worn too quickly is not in wear, as we say, so it has time to erupt further till it becomes in wear. It's really important to have that done because horses are living longer and a lot of them are outliving the life of their teeth. So if you...
That's where the false teeth come in.
Yeah, the false teeth.
We need to create.
Yes, exactly. And there aren't any dentures in horses yet. So...
Just wait. I'm just waiting for my phone to ring. Somebody told me to call Louisa Martin about this invention.
So until that comes, we try to keep that wear as even as we can so that their teeth will last them the length of their life. And because horses don't gum food so well.
And they can get sore too in the cheeks with the sharp points.
Yeah, exactly. You can have all kinds of sores that develop in their mouth. Certainly they can just get rub sores from the enamel points on their cheeks. You put a bit in their mouth. Obviously, if there's issues there and they pull on the bit, you can get pinching, you can get sores rubbed just because of that, and certainly, even it's good to look in their mouth, look at their tongue, look at the bars of their mouth, just to make sure they don't have any other abnormalities that might be an issue. Obviously, extranumerary teeth or teeth that aren't supposed to be there. Wolf teeth, all those sorts of things.
Infected tooth,
all those sorts of things that can be addressed.
And then may need be extracted if.
Yeah, obviously if it's an issue, certainly we have to pull teeth out every once in a while. I generally don't go in there and try to just pull them out. Actually looked at one last week that had looked like a tooth root abscess, but we're going to try to treat it with antibiotics here initially, and if that works, great. If it doesn't work, then we may have to remove the tooth, but I try to go with a conservative route first and see how it goes, and then go from there.
And then sedation, normally you have to sedate for this, I'm sure.
So yeah, I typically sedate when I float. It just makes it easier on the horse, easier on me. I can do a more more thorough job. If the horse is sedate and I'm not fighting the horse, trying to get in there and do what I need to do. So typically I do sedate them. It's a light sedation. They're sedated. They're able to stand there.
They're just feeling good.
Yeah, they're just feeling good. And, typically lasts a half hour, 45 minutes, and then you're back to. And
then the contraption that they wear that looks like a torture device that isn't actually.
So the speculum.
Yes.
The speculum helps.
Thankfully, someone invented that, right?
I haven't been able. Not a horse is. When I said open up and say not one has done what I've asked yet. So you have to get this device, and it's it rests on their incisors and.
It is painless, though.
It's
I
painless.
have people say to me, "Oh, that looks torture."
Yeah, it looks awful, but there's no pain at all involved. So you just put it on their incisors, and it's got some little clinks, and you just open it up to a comfortable spot, and then it gives you full visualization of their oral cavity, and you're able to.
I really wish they would make those for people. I think it would make it so much easier at the dentist. Sometimes you're like, jaw's getting tired, right?
Exactly.
Hey, listen, now there's an invention.
There you go. I don't know who might go for that.
Me and my ideas, we gotta wonder. But about usually once a year.
Once a year, yeah, that's typical.
Good.
That's typical rule of thumb on how often they need to have their teeth floated. Like I said, some of them wander outside there. Maybe you have to address something every 6 months, but good rule of thumb, once a year. At least have them checked by your veterinarian.
Very good.
Yep.
Dr. Adam Cayot here at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. Dr. Cayot, he always does such a phenomenal job. I don't remember if it was Isaac or Gigi I said to, but I said maybe it was both. All you have to do is really just ask him one question, and he has the segment.
You said that last week.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a wealth of information. He doesn't have to think about it. It makes him so natural, It's
well, that's how you can tell a professional when they ask you a question and they're like, "Oh, I've heard that question before," or boom, boom, boom. Or my favorite is when you get one to go, "Oh, let me think about that," but then they have so much knowledge that they come out with a great answer. So,
well, he and I have joked a little bit about false teeth for horses and who's going to be the person to invent it. And I don't know if I probably should have shared this on the show. Maybe I'll find it by the end. Oh, I need to find it by the end and send it to Isaac and Gigi. So there's a really cute video of Betsy spraying. She washed Flynn, and she squirted the hose in his mouth, and he's grinning, but you can see where at some point someone kicked him and he lost his front teeth.
Whoops.
So Dr. Cayot and I may not be joking anymore. We might have to invent false teeth for horses. What do you think, though? I mean, if they can do it for people, right?
Sure, it might be a little expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big mouth.
Yeah. It takes a lot more chomping than what ours does.
This is true, but I think Flynn could be the guinea pig, because you'll see. I'll find the video, but he's missing some.
If it's top teeth, it's not that big a deal.
That's true. Unless he wants to bite someone, and he shouldn't do that anyway. Maybe that was the problem. We're going to come right back, and we're going to have some Florida mounted in here, and I'm going to feel like I need a cowboy hat. So stay with us. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. At Crystal Cryo, you can relax and enjoy a non-invasive cryo skin facial. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles and tighten the skin. Improve texture and tone. Stimulate collagen production. Reduce inflammation and acne. And increase blood flow to the skin, resulting in a more youthful, radiant appearance. And it all takes only about 30 minutes. Boost your confidence now and set up a consultation. Find Crystal Cryo at crystalcryo.net or on social media. Experience the ultimate in relaxation and rejuvenation. Pamper and revitalize your body, mind, and spirit at Crystal Cryo.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton, here in the studio in the downtown Ocala in the horse capital of the world with Dancing Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. And we have some very special guests here with us today. Lovely to have you both here. Known Tamie Leedy for ever.
Don't look at me.
You know, it's when you look at your friends you've had for a long time and you don't know how long you've known them. It must be years and years and years.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are only 30, so it has
Exactly,
to be only about
so it's
10
probably
years.
like
Only
10.
28. What are you talking about?
He's a big-time brown noser. Good job, cowboy.
And then I have Eric Ryan here with me from Spirit Equine Therapy. I met you at the practice that you had at Majestic Oaks.
Yes.
It must have been a couple months ago.
For
I think that's the
XTA.
fir-
Yes,
I
exactly.
think that's the first time I met you. And we are going to have this segment and focus a little bit on July 22nd because we want to talk a little bit about that very special event. But I want me, first of all, let's start with you, Tamie, if you'll share a little bit about OHAR
Sure.
for us.
So, Open Hands Animal Rescue, we started about 3 years ago. We currently have 50 dogs, 10 horses, including the one we just got the other day. Kim Pruitt and I started it. Her husband, we were trying to figure out the name. We knew it. We wanted to dedicate it to the Lord. It was Open Hands Animal Rescue, and it stuck. It was a wonderful name. We brought
I did
on,
not know that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, we definitely dedicated
I knew it was Open Hands, but
Yeah.
I didn't
So,
put the...
Open Hands to
No, I
God,
love that.
to the Lord. And then we worked for about a year and a half, and then about a year, and then we brought on Sally Butcher. She's our secretary, Kathy Salvato, Jessica DeLeon, and Becky Jenkins. And we wanted to do more because
Teamwork.
we have an awesome team. And we knew we wanted to do more, and we thought we knew we wanted to do an equine therapy program. So we started to focus on that. Everything just started and just didn't fall apart, or it kept falling apart. And there was a phone conversation I overheard between Eric and my husband, and I knew that Eric was very interested in the equine therapy portion of it. And I called him up and said, "Do you want to do it?" And he said yes. And I talked to everybody, and they were all on board. And then Eric is our executive director at Spirit Equine.
On Eric's side of the story, I had no idea all this was going on behind the scenes. I have a couple of doctors, psych doctors, that rub chicken bones together and they can fix your mind. And they're big into PTSD with the military.
Right.
And they're like, wow, you should really be doing equine therapy. And I'm like, look, guys, I am not the administrator. I am not going through all the red tape that it takes to do this. I will certainly do equine therapy. I can ride a horse. I can teach people to ride. I can interact and explain the relationships and the spirit. But as far as doing the administrative part, that's never going to happen. Well,
Good choice.
The two doctors brought a young lady out, and they said, look, we need some help with her. She knows a little bit about horses, and maybe this will help. So I brought her in, I introduced her to one of my horses and put it in the wash rack, and I said, can you saddle? She said, sure. Well, Saddle pad was on the wrong way. The saddle, she had the girth attached to a different part of the saddle. So you don't ever correct that. You just kind of go, okay, well, let's do it like this. And we made it out to the
Hey,
round
listen,
pin.
maybe the last saddle was English.
At this point, it really didn't matter. The mission here is to try to make this person, feel comfortable. And she led the horse out to the round pen, and I put her in the round pen. She gets on the horse, and she's like, you could tell she was a little nervous. And they started to walk together, and I got her to trot with him, and he goes into a nice slow lope, and the waterworks just started. It was the closest thing that I know of to an exorcism that I've ever seen in my life. And she just came apart, and I stepped outside, and the doctors go, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but God's got this. And after about 5 or 6 minutes of her riding around with that horse, and she settled back down, she came to the middle, and it was like the whole world had been off of her shoulders. And I was like, that was incredible. And the doc said, listen, you need to do this. We do cowboy mounted shooting. You get to shoot a 45 long Colt, single action revolver off a horse running wide open. This is all in for a type A personality. What you're watching right now on B-roll, that's me on one of my mounted shooting horses. And this is wide open shooting, getting it done right now. And if ever there was an adrenaline junkie, that's the guy on the back of that horse right there.
Yes.
Okay?
I have seen this done, and it is so fun. I've wanted to do this forever.
It's incredible.
And you can tell by Eric's voice, he's very introverted about it.
Very calm and kick back.
Yeah.
But what the thing about it is when you take military, law enforcement, firefighters, they're usually a type A personality.
That's
the
right.
kind of guy that just wants to get in there and get it done. Close with and destroy. Ah! Right? So when you tell a guy like
It
that,
takes that kind of personality to do the job, right? Right? Yes.
when you tell somebody like that, hey, we want you to come talk to the shrink, it's like, oh, really? Are you kidding? But when you say you're going to go out to an equine therapy program and you're going to do cowboy mounted shooting, shoot a single action 45 or a lever action rifle or a shotgun off the back of a horse, I'm all in.
Yes.
So
I'll try that. Yeah, right.
So the doctors say, listen, you got something that we don't have in any other equine program. They can do mounted shooting here. They can fish off their horses. They can shoot guns off their horses. It is incredible, the facility that we have down there at SET. We just had a retreat. We had 9 guys come out. They camped, set up camp like we did in the military, bivouac, and they get up in the morning and we're fishing at the lake and they're catching fish. A little while later, we're shooting 50 caliber. We're shooting AR-10s, AR-15s, and all this because I got a gun range there as well. And in the afternoon, we're shooting pistols. And then in the evening, we're fishing again. The next morning, they get up, we get the horses dressed, we go out into the arena, and now they're shooting guns off of horses. And what makes it better is we take a picture of them shooting, and I sent some pictures.
Yeah,
he might have some B-roll to show you. But these guys are then shooting a gun off of a horse. 2 days ago, they couldn't spell horse. This is wide open, as cool as it gets.
Yeah.
And when you talk about therapy to some people is doing something really off the chain, jumping out of helicopters or airplanes, riding and shooting off of a horse. Spirit Equine Therapy gets it done because we bring the guys that would never go to therapy in it and enjoy it.
Well, you know, I think what you said about those types of personalities tend to have had to spend their life being macho and protective and strong, and now all of a sudden you're trying to say to them, look, you know, you have a weakness and you need help, and they're like, whoa, no, I can't have a weakness and need help. I'm the strong person that defends this country and fights for this country, and that's hard for them to step away from that and be somebody else. You know, it really is. That's tough. So when you invite them to do something that relates to what the way they see themselves, their image, and then you put a horse in it to get totally off topic.
Right now, B-roll.
I love that. That's fantastic. Just to get totally off topic, but as an example, you know, we were at a school last week with a miniature horse, and with 40 kids. And out of those 40 kids, I think 3 had ever touched a horse. Wow, Isaac's like unreal, isn't he?
You're good.
Yeah. He is, isn't he? And do you know there was a young man there that the teacher shared with us that had a diagnosis of autism and never speaks And do you know that 3 times he put his hand up to ask questions
How cool is
because
that?
he saw a horse? And another young boy was actually crying tears of joy because there was a horse there. So just to
spirit of
take
the
it to
horse.
another level, whatever age you are, horses affect you in a very positive manner. And that, Winnie, means we have to go to
No
break. So we'll be back with the second half of the show and more of this. So stay with us.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton! She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Hey there, horsemen. Are you tired of technology that doesn't fit your way of life? Lip Chip is ready to revolutionize your barn. Built by horsemen, for horsemen. Lip Chip knows how you ride. If you're tired of carrying around paperwork, dealing with long trailer lines, and juggling all your horse's details while trying to compete, then the answer is the HoofLink system. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Each scan reveals everything you need to work, compete, and to protect your horses. View current health paperwork, pre-register for your next event, and even check in on your horse's health. Horsemen, let's keep our horses safe and make our lives at the barn a little easier. The future is here, and the future is Lip Chip. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com. Or find them on social media. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio in downtown Ocala at the CEP, and I have got Dancing Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. He's getting around a lot better these days, off the crutches. That's good news, right? We won't talk about that.
No.
Our special guests here in the studio, we have Tamie and Eric here. We've been talking a little bit about therapy with horses. We've seen some just amazing miracles. Actually, I could go way back to being on the Sheriff's Department Mounted Unit and having an amazing experience visiting some children that were in the special ed of schools. So I don't think it matters what age group, whether you're young children all the way up, but I really do feel that our veterans, and to really empathize with what you're talking about, I think our veterans have the greatest difficulty stepping back from that macho type of image to get help, first of all, but to find it in an environment that is enjoyable to them and then is exciting, has that little bit of, you've got to really enjoy that kind of excitement, you know, to be in the military, because there's a danger and an excitement and a image, you know.
And I want to know what's your background, Eric, because obviously I'm thinking military something. So tell us your
You
background.
can't figure it out.
Okay, two things. One is we need to finish what we started, and that was how we got started with Spirit Equine Therapy. Right after that lady left, we had 2 law enforcement officers, one from Claremont and one from down south, West Palm Beach, and they came and rode with me, and they said, dude, you need to do this. And somehow one of them knew Tamie.
Small world.
And she calls me on the phone and she says, Eric, if you want to be a 501c3, you'll be one the day after tomorrow. And I said, I'll call you back because I am married. And in my house, I want to live comfortably. And if you're married, you know
That's right.
thou shalt not upset the wife, because when she gets on her broom, things are not right. Okay? I'm just saying. So,
He knows.
You can see a happy marriage when the guy says, my wife tells me what to do.
Yes.
so I talked to her, and she said, maybe if that's what you want to do, go for it. And then I called her back, and then she made it happen. And the rest of that is history. We were lucky, very actually blessed. Project Vet Relief is a huge endorser of this kind of programs, and they took me under their wing almost immediately. And they've helped us out financially. We only get by because people donate money to our cause. Right. And our cause is, well, you know what it is. It's to try to help the mental health of our first responders and our military. I'm a United States Marine. I went in the United States Marine Corps when I was 17 years old, and it was my first time ever having structure because I really didn't have a good home life. It was the drunks and all that craziness. When I joined the Marine Corps, it was like an initial imprint. So I eat, squawked, and pooped, United States Marine Corps. I'd still lace my boots left over right. We'd still cut our fingernails and toenails the same way we were taught in the Marine Corps. So everything is that way, the way I come across, the intents. I was an instructor also in the Marine Corps.
Oh, golly.
I have learned to tone it down a lot. And
Yes, he has.
and can interact more. And I do understand the psychologicals because there are so many people that are carrying around luggage mentally. And probably nobody as much as law enforcement and firefighters, because we take them for granted. Right. When you go to a bad accident, you say, oh my gosh, that was a terrible accident. Well, that firefighter's been to 15 of them this week, and that law enforcement officer's walked in on stuff you couldn't even dream of. And and this is imprinted into your subconscious. Yeah, your conscious says that was terrible, but it's imprinted into a subconscious. Right. And when people say, hey, Eric, what do you mean by that? Have you ever driven to work and don't remember the drive?
Oh, yeah.
Because your subconscious got you there. You didn't have to have a conscious thought. Well, when you imprint something into the subconscious, you don't know when it's coming back. And Dr. Royster, the doctor that works with us, has a program called TRIP. And they are able to redirect that, and they're actually being able to fix some of the PTSD. People are actually being able to sleep through the night now. And you don't have to be just a firefighter, law enforcement, or military guy to have luggage that you need to get over, okay? This lady is incredible. You're looking at B-roll right now of the troops when they came out. These are all people at the clinic, and they're on horses going through obstacles. There will be people that have been equestrians for years and years and years who have never walked over mattresses, went through big tunnels, shot guns off of horses, and do the things these guys get to do in just one weekend. There's Tamie right there leading them up the stair step.
Yeah, look at it.
She had dread rock. It's a lead row.
Right.
Yeah, I did too.
That's your dreads.
Don't know what's that.
Oh, you're a Rasta. So all the obstacles are set up so the horses will usually, they can't hurt themselves. The corners are round or buffed, and all of the obstacles are designed. There you go. Look at that. That Appaloosa. Those are school kids down in Polk County that are in a vet program, and they asked us to bring a horse down. Well, you're going to bring a horse down, you bring a pretty one, and one that you can just lay down and do whatever you want with. That is the kind of interaction people need to have with a horse. Mm-hmm. The spirit of a horse is unblemished and probably the purest spirit I know. They absolutely 100% will love you if you let them. Now, your dog loves you anyway. You've got to earn that love right there. Horses,
Prey versus predator.
Horses, as we know, they're a prey animal, and they don't go to bed with you at night. They don't climb up there like Fifi or Lassie or whatever. They actually have to get to where they appreciate and respect you, like we were talking about earlier.
Yes, sir.
Here's my boundaries. Here's my bubble. This is what we do. And all of my horses are that way. You can walk in my barn and walk in any stall you want to and pet the horses and do whatever you want with them, and you will not get a sour look unless you treat them wrong. I had a young lady about a week ago. She came in and I see her smack my horse. So what the heck was that? She goes, he tried to bite me. Oh, no, he didn't. There's no bite here. He was doing what they do, that little lip thing. Yeah. I know we talk about the bubble, but my relationship's got to be that way because I have people that have never been around a horse before. And the Spirit Equine Therapy was her mastermind, made it happen.
Ours.
Well, actually, God made it happen, but we're doing His work now with it. And I love this. It is incredible to watch people that have never ridden a horse before walking through the lake. And I have so many pictures of each person that's come out there, and they're probably every one of them. It's their Facebook cover photo. There's one there. That's a United States Air Force Lieutenant Colonel.
What about the Gold Star mom?
Like,
I don't know what a Gold Star mom is.
Do you know what a Gold Star is? A Gold Star mom? That means her son or daughter has passed in defense of our country.
Oh.
And I had a Gold Star mom come out on her son's birthday to ride horses with me, just her and I, and go through the obstacles and the stories that people will tell you and the way they come across when they're on the back of a horse. I'm going to get choked up here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord. B-roll, please, Isaac.
Yeah, everybody's crying.
Right now.
I'm just...
There you go. That's the B-roll.
Hey, that is a stud right there. That'll be 3 years old in May. That's a stud laying next to me. And the relationship, if you let them have with you, is incredible. But you've got to have the ability to let yourself be that way with them. I was asked there to come down and show my horse. Right behind me is the United States Air Force Color Guard. The leader of that came up and says, "Can your horse carry the American flag?" I said, "Yes, sir." He went back and took that flag from the color guard, and me and Chip walked 2.2 miles for the 22 veterans a day that are committing suicide.
Wow.
And we carried that for the entire march. He'll have some B-roll for you later on of us on the beach. We're on Jacksonville Beach leading the colors as well.
That's amazing. We got the Winnie, so we'll just go and cry in the break, and we'll just be back. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. Having an air conditioner that works well in Florida is a must. Experience peace of mind by working with Florida HVAC Services, a family-owned and operated company taking pride in always putting their customers first, providing air conditioner repair, installation, and maintenance services on all makes and models. For those suffering from allergies or asthma, air quality testing is recommended and hospital-grade air filters are available. Ask about a pure air filtration system today. Check them out at flhvacservices.com or like them on Facebook. Florida HVAC Services, serving all of North Central Florida with honesty, integrity, and the highest value of workmanship. And that's 100% guaranteed.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
He's practicing for next week. Dancing Pete Rodda.
All by myself.
I'll be calling in. Don't worry, folks. I'll be calling in from Kentucky. I've got some business to do, but I'll be calling in and checking up on him. So got some special.
Yeah. I'm going to go real slow on what we're doing.
We did not have a chance to say thank you so much to Eric Ryan, who was with us here. He not only did he make all of us and staff cry, he also shared with us some amazing things that horses do. And you know, it takes a guy like him to do a job like that. Really, really impressed with his God-fearing, God-believing faith, and also just the fact that he can take that and put that with horses to help our veterans. I think those programs are priceless, and I think he's 100% right about the fact that a lot of those people wouldn't come for help if they didn't find an environment that made them feel comfortable and at home. So I think that it's amazing what he's doing, what Tammie's doing, and we now have Don here with us, who's going to tell us a little bit about the Florida Mounted.
Yes, I am, and it's a hard act to follow. But
I know, right? It's tough, Don.
Eric
Sorry.
is quite a guy, and I also do cowboy mounted shooting, and that's when I met Eric back almost 20 years ago now. I'm from South Florida, Broward County originally, and used to come up here to do mounted shooting. That's where I met Eric and another friend of ours, Dane, that's involved with the Florida Mounted, and we've been friends all these years. And my background was I did equine therapy down in South Florida for almost 30 years. I'm a certified addiction professional, and I did some different programs. I was a director of a mental health hospital for a while. And then the sheriff from the Broward Sheriff's Office came to me and wanted me to come on board, because I had started some alternative sentencing programs using equine therapy and drug court, alternative sentencing for adolescents. And I started the first mobile equine program in South Florida for adolescents, and through the Sheriff's Office. And it was all very successful, and we had different at-home, inpatient equine programs or therapy programs for the adolescents, which worked fantastic until they got sent back home to the parents. And that still seems to be the problem today. The parents need to be going through therapy as much as the kids do, and have to go through some sort of a program before the kids are allowed to go back home. But other than that, I retired 4 years ago and knew I was going to retire to this area. I've known that, for the last 30 years. And when I got up here, I didn't know what I was going to be doing. I bought a little ranch, and I was going to stay home and, keep my horses and do some mounted shooting. And I wound up meeting Tamie.
And she had other ideas.
I was volunteering, doing some equine therapy for Code Horse when they were still in business, and Black Stallion programs, and they were being funded by some veterans programs, and we did some retreats there, but that was kind of going by the wayside through COVID, and there wasn't really anything left for it. So I started talking to Tamie. I was also a member of the Lake County Mounted Unit. Eric was also, and we were disillusioned with that program. And then Marion County also had a mounted unit, and they disbanded that. So we started talking that, well, we're all actually certified mounted instructors, You know, we are the people that train other mounted what to do. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start our own mounted unit? So we got together and we had meetings and, you know, what can we do? What are we going to call it? Are we going to be limited to just one county? And we figured, no, that's not what we want to do. So we have Lake County, Marion County, Pasco County, Hernando County, Sumter County, members from all these different counties.
That's amazing.
And we came up with the name Florida Mounted. So we're not limited to any section of Florida. And we were all trained, you know, we could do search and rescue. We know how to do that. We can, you know, do
We
parades.
were happy to have you guys helping when we needed you after the hurricane. I'll tell you what, they were jumped in and were an amazing team of, and at the expo. The Equine Industry Expo, having you guys there with us was just amazing, and I see all the time you're all over the place.
Well, we
I
do.
think
We
it's
get
good.
we get asked to go, you know, quite a few places, and in fact, I think we have quite a few more for next year for football games and doing security and all the rodeos and things like that. So we do get around, and you know, when I retired, my wife said, "What are you going to do?" I'm more busy now than I've ever been, and
That happens. So coming up July 22nd, we're very excited that
so
you're
we-
having this wonderful fundraiser.
So we are all under one umbrella, which is OHAR, and we have the Florida Mounted and SET, the Spirit Equine Therapy, and we're doing a fundraiser on July 22nd. That's going to be, it's being run by Florida Mounted, but we're raising money for OHAR and SET and Florida Mounted under this. It's going to be at the Livestock Arena. It's going to be an all-day event. We've got a parade of breeds. We're going to have stuff for the kids. There's going to be, you can
Props,
chime in
vendors,
too.
demos.
We've got food and vendors.
Sponsored by who?
Yes. Who's the sponsor?
West Florida Fence.
The Horse Talk Show.
We love Danielle and her family. West Florida Fence are amazing. Also jumped in and helped us after the hurricane. So wonderful
Yeah.
supporters.
We did a big event at her place last year. In fact, right after a big rain, and what a job we had there with the parking area was flooded. We had to have tractors to get people pulled up, but they all had a great time, and looking forward to doing it again next year. It was all for a good
This will
cause.
be a great event. They're going to have all sorts of demos and fun
24
stuff.
horses so far.
24
breeds,
horses.
yes.
Different breeds of horses.
Yes,
I love
we want
that.
more though.
And-
we do want more.
Yes, we need. I would lovely if we could have all 62.
And we'll be doing
right?
a mounted
Yes,
shooting
I think so.
exhibition at the end of it.
That'll be fun.
So there'll be stuff going on all day. It's going to be a great day for the kids and the families, and I hope everybody can get out to
You're going to interview
participate.
Aye, Captain.
Yep, you are. You're going to interview people. Gigi's going to get the camera.
Yeah, that's
Mike,
right.
You're going to do some interviews.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not scared.
I know you're not. It's
We'll
going to
have
be a
dogs,
fantastic event, and no cost for anybody to come.
No cost
No
for parking or admittance. Now, part of the breed show is everybody has their little buckets, and if you to donate to that breed show or to the breed that you want, so whoever wins at the end, who has the most money, and we're trying to get $10,000 up here. So come on, bring
We did
your
this once before, and
pocketbooks
it
stuff.
worked well. We put a bucket outside the stalls after they do the parade of breeds.
Yeah.
They put the horses in stalls, and people can go by and look at the horses. And the people that own the horses they can do a little song and dance themselves to try to get some money for their horse. But people will throw some money in donations, and then the one that gets the most amount of money at the end of the day, that's the winner of the breeds.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
And what do they get?
They do get, we don't know yet.
It'll be a prize.
Yeah, there's going to get a prize. We're waiting for that.
Okay.
We're not sure if it's a ribbon or a little statue or something, but they do get something.
That's lovely. And that's all happening July 22nd. What a great way to showcase. One of the things I miss so much is the parade that we used to have downtown because we could have so many breeds. So how fantastic that you're going to have this. We're going to have some dressage, some Western dressage, some Liberty work, some barrel racing, some drill teams. It's going to be a lot of fun. Equine Extravaganza Fundraiser, sponsored by West Florida Fence and us, the team here. So like it, follow it, and make sure you're there. We'll be there, and I know it's going to be an incredible event. We'll be back on the Horse Talk Show in just a minute. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Dancing Pete Rodda and Louisa Barton here, scurrying into the final segment. We have a lot to fit in. We're going to start off with Complementary Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship. Okay, the tip of the week is hold, don't pull. So when you're doing with your range, your line, whatever it may be, is hold, don't pull. So hold, maybe hold to another position, but you're still holding, not pulling. So don't use strength, use hold for everything you do with the horse.
Very good. Thank you very much. That's our horsemanship tip of the week. And now to equestrian health.
Hi, I'm Fabien Hronec with Reboot Self-Care Center, and this is your tip of the day. If you're noticing gas and bloating, which I know a lot of us do after you eat a meal, it's usually a sign that your body's not breaking down the food well, which is irritating your small intestine where you absorb it. So a good suggestion would be is a digestive enzyme that you can take before a meal. Another good thing you can do is to sip a tea that has ginger, chamomile, and mint, fresh mint in it during your meals, and that will help to reduce the inflammation that's created that just caused the gas and bloating. Ultimately, we want to find out why you're not breaking down the food well, so we can do that with our system and see is it the stomach, small intestine that's causing it. But for now, a good tip that will help you is a digestive enzyme before a meal and then a digestive tea, like I mentioned, to sip on during the meal. Thank you.
Got to tell you a great story. I was at the Breeders' Cup last year with the team here and met an amazing man and his wife, Randall and Brenda Lowe. Loved them. He told us great stories. Golden Pal almost won 3 Breeders' Cups. Wow. 2 of those, one he won as the owner and breeder, and the second he won as the breeder because he had already sold him, but he was still the breeder. amazing. This guy is absolutely incredible. He went to the racetrack with his dad when he was a little kid, and he got into it and into it and into it, and he won some money on a scratch-off, and he bought a horse, and the guy just, he's unreal. Him and his wife Brenda are amazing. And they were coming here for the FTBOA Gala that was last night, and called me and said, we'd really love to see you. We're going to be in Ocala. We're going to be staying at WEC. Will you please see us? And it's Brenda's birthday. And I was already booked to go to a friend's farm for dinner. And I said, well, let me just see if it's okay if you just come with us. So we took them to the Mangalaga Marchador farm. So they got to hang out with a different kind of breed at Oak Bell Farm. How cool is that? They had lots of questions and met some really, really impressive Mangalaga Marchadors. They met Jacinto Vasquez, the only jockey to beat Secretariat. He beat Secretariat twice. They got to meet him. That was pretty special. They really, really enjoyed his stories. His stories are always phenomenal. So Brenda had an amazing birthday, totally different than anything else that she might have thought she would be doing when she came to Ocala, but she hung out with us, and we just really enjoyed having them around. Sang Brenda happy birthday, got her a cake. Just a really, really good time. And then
I'm drooling just thinking about the food.
Oh, yes, I know, the food, right? And then I told them I might be late for the FTBOA Gala because I knew that we had some people, some members of Congress that were coming into town that we were going to do some introductions to the equine industry with. So I knew that I was probably going to be running late. And so Randall said, well, I can't do my speech and my award until Louisa Barton arrives. So anyway, I was about an hour and 20 minutes late because I was busy, but I think we should play this little clip of Randall's speech.
Hello. First of all, is Louisa Barton in the house? Hello.
That's when I almost dropped my camera because he really did make sure I was there. And I'm going to share some great photos with you. So proud of Randall and his wife, Brenda, who, of course, had Golden Pal. Tamie Bobo, who bred Simplification, who has actually ended up being the horse of the year for the entire event. Ron Spatz also won an award with one of his owners for a horse he trained that he actually bought from Jackie and Nick Demerick.
And that was Betsy.
Hot Peppers.
That was Betsy with him
and there's
before.
Betsy
and then Betsy
and Olivia at the awards. And it was fun. I arrived with Clydesdale poop on my boots. You can't make it up. And there's Betsy with Brenda and Randall and their awards after they had gone up on the stage. So she got to see them, and just an amazing couple, and incredible. The Demericks got lots of mentions because Tristan and Valerie Demerick actually trained Simplification. Look, it's like clockwork. It just pops up.
Right up.
There went the sign up, so I had to take a photo of that. And so the Demericks were definitely ingrained in all of that. That's the Demericks track where I have actually ridden my Mustang. So there's Nick right there. And actually, the only reason Nick and Jackie weren't there is because Nick was flying back from England. So up here to the left of this picture, as you're looking at it, is actually Antonio Sano's son, Alex Sano. And you probably remember them from, if you followed Guinevere, they trained Guinevere. Antonio has an incredible story. He was actually kidnapped in Venezuela and held to ransom, moved to America to be a trainer here, and has had an incredible success story. And at the track, Antonio and Alex were the trainers of Simplification. So I met them years back with when they were training Guinevere. So Horse of the Year for Florida, Simplification. What a huge honor for Tamie Bobo. And just because there's only 6 degrees of separation, or 1 maybe.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, so
no, if you know Louisa, it's only 1 because she knows everybody else.
No, well, it's about to get funnier, because my donkey and miniature horse that are currently at the Florida Horse Park came from Tamie Bobo.
See? Told you.
You can't
1
make
degree.
it up. Yes, you can't make it up. I've known Tamie Bobo for years and years. since Tack Shack. So, so congratulations to her and her husband and their entire team, and to Tristan and Valerie. Tristan is Jackie and Nick Demerrick's son, and his wife Valerie. And to the Sarno family, who I've also known for a really long time, who were the trainers at the track. Simplification was just amazing. What an incredible horse. In fact, we had dinner with them after the Derby last year. He ran a really, really great race. He's just a really amazing horse. And Tamie,
so who's your favorite for this one?
Well, I really, really have to say Forte. I mean, Forte is everybody's favorite, and Forte is an absolute standout, but I really like Tap It Twice. You can't discount that horse from Whisper Hill. I mean, that is a fantastic horse as well.
You heard it here first.
Yes,
Tap It Twice, Louisa Barton.
I do like that horse, but you know, there's so many good ones. Blazing Sevens trained with the Demerricks. And you always have to keep your eye on the Demerick horses.
We're getting political here. She won't pick one now.
It's hard. What can you do? Look, there's 30,000 plus opportunities to be in the top 20 horses. It's really tough. I always go for an Ocala Marion County connection.
There you go.
That's April Mayberry's got one too, and you know.
That's right.
That's the end of the show. Whether you're in Ocala Marion County, the horse capital of the world, or not. Happy horsing around. Until next time.
See you next week.
Yeah, April Mayberry's gone. I sent you April Mayberry's, didn't I?